Hey y'all, it's Coach K. And look, welcome to the Coach's Corner. If that didn't go as planned, was an example. That's where it was right there. That didn't quite go as planned. Listen, I had in my head I was going to start with something else, so that didn't quite go as planned. But guess what? We're good because guess what? We know how to pivot. All right, we know how to pivot. So how are y'all doing this morning? Y'all doing okay? Oh my gosh, they are showing me some. I'm here on TikTok, and they are showing me some coffee recipes. I absolutely adore coffee. I absolutely adore coffee. Posted as a story post. All right, just setting up for TikTok while I wait for you all to come on in. Come on in. Come on. Come on. Come on in. So how are y'all doing on this Wednesday? How are you doing on this Wednesday? Are you doing well on this Wednesday? Gosh, just straightening myself up, y'all, on this Wednesday. Are you doing well? Are you doing well? Just trying to get some stuff together, get some stuff together, get some stuff together. Are you doing well on this Wednesday? I don't think I got an answer just yet. Are you doing okay? You doing okay today? Hi. Nobody's here just yet. That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. That's okay. That's all right. That's okay. We are talking about what I believe is one of the number one ways to heal from a relationship and to prepare yourself for a relationship. And I hear so many people who tell me that they just don't go on enough dates. I hear so many women say that, and sometimes I get so disappointed when I hear that. And so in my head, I'm thinking, what can I do to help more women go on more dates? Like, that's what I'm thinking in my brain. Like, how can I get more women to go on dates? Oh, I see that I am not even live. I think I'm going to start this over again because I see that I am not even live on my deal. Hey, TikTok. So we're going to let's see. Let's edit while we're live. Let's see if I can add this. I'm actually live on YouTube. Let's see if I can add this. Save changes. Hey, TikTok. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, if you are on joining me on TikTok this morning, can you send me some love via hearts this morning? Can you send me some love via hearts this morning to let me know that you're there via TikTok? Hey, y'all. Okay, good. Apparently, I have added now. You all, I've been talking to you, and I thought that you were on, but you weren't. So, good morning, friends. Good morning. Good morning. You're here. Um, yeah, that's all I can say is just shake my head. Sometimes the technical issues are right. Asking my folks on TikTok. Hey, TikTok. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming on in. Hey, friends. Hey, friends. Hey, friends. Good morning. So good to see you. So good to see you. So good to see you this morning. Just try. Oh, here we go. Okay. I was looking on my page and I'm like, it's showing live, but I'm just not there. So, hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, good morning. So listen, let me just get right to it, okay? I want to talk about this morning. Why aren't you going on more dates? What's the issue? And I'm going to start with story time, okay? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning. Why aren't you getting more dates? This may be for the women, I think, but I also would have male friends who would probably say they're not getting as many dates as they want. So we're talking this morning about why you aren't getting as many dates. And here's what you can do for me. This would be amazing. What do you think, TikTok? Do you think Facebook is the reason that you're not getting many dates? What do you think is the reason that you're not getting many dates? I'm going to wait just a few minutes. I'm going to wait a few minutes, and I'm just curious. I want you to tell me how you think that you're getting very many dates. I would love for you to just show me. And I don't see. I know you all are just kind of coming in, but when you get an opportunity, I'd love for you to just send me some love to let me know that you're there. Hey, send me some love to let me know that you're there. All that would make, and also, why aren't you going? And if you are not single, or if you don't have an interest, or if you are going on dates, why do you think some people are struggling to go on dates? Why are we struggling? And at the heart of the question, at the heart of the question is, why are we not connected? Like what's going on with that? Like, why are we not connecting? Why is it so difficult to connect? I don't see you talking just yet. It's okay. I know sometimes you just have to kind of just, why are we not going on more dates? Why has it been so challenging for us, particularly African Americans? Why has it been so challenging for us to go on dates? Why has it been so challenging for us to connect in this season? It seems like that has been the mystery, everybody. It seems like it's been the mystery. And I am a life coach. So as our life coach, Lord, the world really needs you. Someone just wrote me that Lord, the world really needs you. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that. But why are we not going on more dates? Why are we struggling to commute? All right, Transformer joined. It's one of my favorite movies, Transformers. So let me go ahead and just kind of talk. And I know sometimes it's a painful, painful subject, y'all. It's painful. But sometimes and this is going to be a little bit different. I had a gentleman yesterday who joined my lives, and one of the things that he asked was, um, he said, maybe we should just give up on dating. And I think he came from a very sincere place. I think he came from a very sincere place. He said, maybe we should just give up. On dating. Do you think that's the answer? So, do you think that's the answer? Do you think the answer is, do you, Facebook, do you think that's the answer? You think we should just give up on dating? Is that what you think we should do? Because apparently some people have been hurt to the degree to where they just believe that dating doesn't necessarily work anymore. And I don't know how we have gotten here when let's think about it. The way that you got here, the way that I got here. People had to date. They were very comfortable with one another. They were very comfortable with getting to know each other. They were very comfortable with that process of connecting with one another. And somewhere down the line, as we have moved throughout history, somewhere down the line, something has been broken. My question to you is, because when I ask at the heart of, how to go on more dates, when I ask at the heart of it, I'm asking, why aren't we connecting? Why aren't we connecting? Do you have any answers for me, or are you just kind of thinking this morning? I would just say maybe that you're thinking this morning. By the way, as a coach, let me go ahead and put this out. If you really are struggling to figure that out, or you're struggling to connect, or it's bothering you in this whole new arena of not dating, men and women seeming to just find it hard to connect to one another. I am a coach, keystosharp.info. For the folks who are in StreamYard, it is on the screen. You can send me a message on TikTok. Send me a message, and we can sit down and we can talk. And because I have my audience here on TikTok and my audience on Facebook, I want to make an announcement. I am going to, before I get into how to get more dates, I am going to give a limited number of complimentary, that means free, TikTok, that means free, Facebook. I'm going to give a limited number of dating clarity calls, laser dating clarity calls to understand the value. The value is $200 per hour. So I'm giving you a free for those who want it. If you don't want it, I'm going to move right on. But this week it was impressed upon me. I'm giving away a limited number of free complimentary dating clarity calls. If that is something that you're interested in, get in my inbox. If that is something that you're interested in, get in my inbox. You have the advantage, Facebook, of going to KeishaSharp.info and go ahead and getting on my calendar. But I'm going to offer it today until we fill up. But I have a limited number of spots, 10 spots. I'm confidential. No one in TikTok land will know that I'm talking to you. No one in Facebook land will know that we are talking. But you have the opportunity for a free dating clarity call. And here's the thing that about me as a dating coach, because I'm a life coach, okay? And I help you get clarity in your life, in your career, and in your relationships. That's always been my mantra. If you Google me, that's always been my mantra. We refine over the years, but historically, if you want to do research, that's my crux. That's my strong point. So basically, I deal with change in every area of life. And am I alone? Facebook? Am I alone? TikTok? Are we dealing with great change in the dating arena, or is it just me, or are we dealing with great change in the dating arena? Just curious. Just curious. Is there anybody else who sees that? Anybody else? You've got my folks here on who are answering on Facebook. Is there anybody else? Anybody else other than we're in the middle of great, all right? TikTok, you are my phones. Y'all are normally awake. Come on, TikTok. Come on. I want to know that you're there. Are you there? Are you there? I know you are because I see you joining. Hey, Judson, thank you. Hey, friends, thank you, thank you. And I don't ask for anything, but this is how you support Kisa. Like, share, comment. There we are. TikTok is waking up. Yay, TikTok. Yay, my friends on TikTok. Facebook, you're here. Hug, hug, hug. Send love. Okay. But I'm asking the question, why is it so difficult to connect? My friend Judson Young, who's joining me on Facebook, he says lack of trust. Great answer. Great answer. We don't trust one another. Judson, if you're hearing, we're talking about why are you struggling to get dates? Why are people struggling to connect? Judson says there is a lack of trust. When our ancestors, y'all, they had no problem doing that. When our parents, our grandparents, let's go back, maybe we'll say our grandparents in some instances, they had no problem trusting. They had no problem taking risk. So why is it that we're so afraid of taking risk? I'm asking you. I want us to kind of each one teach one today because I believe I have one thing to share with you all that I believe is going to change the trajectory of your dating and your relationship life. One thing. Give me 2 minutes. One thing. Give me 2 minutes. Hang with me. Share the broadcast. That's how you're a blessing to me. You share the broadcast. We don't ask you for anything here. In fact, I'm giving away free complimentary, a limited number of complimentary coaching calls, y'all. I just said that. Limited number, free. If you want a dating clarity call, and you know what happens in a dating clarity call? We take a look at some of your love blocks. And here's the thing about me as a coach. I'm right here with you all out there. I'm not somebody who is off on an island and who doesn't understand what you're going through. I see the games. I'm dating. And you're gonna think I'm being braggadocious when I say this, but I'm not being braggadocious when I say this. I have gone on some dates. I've come off of a dating fast. I talked about that last week, all the bulk, just a couple of days. But I I have gone out on dates, and please hear my heart when I say that. Please hear my heart. I'm not bragging. Oh, I go out on dates. No, I'm not bragging, but I'm saying I believe I understand what some of the issues are, and I've had to work on some of Kisa's issues. So Kisa has worked on some of her issues, and that's why I share with you. That's my whole story. See, we don't become a coach because we call ourselves a coach. We become a coach, a life coach, because a lot of times we have experience in an area and we have a desire and a heart to, after going through that experience, we want to share that with you. Does that make sense? We want to share it with you and show you how to overcome these roadblocks as it relates to connecting with guys. Women, I believe I can show you some things as it relates to connecting to women. Even my gentlemen, I can show you some things as it relates to connecting to women because guess what? I'm a woman, so I know how we think. I know how we think. I know how we move, operate. And like I said, I'm right here with you, right here with you. 1 minute, and I'm going to share what I believe will change everything for you. Oh, I believe it'll change. It'll change it. 1 minute, 1 minute. But I'm right here with you. Give me 1 minute. Hang with me. Share out the broadcast for people who need to hear this. That's how you support me. If I'm saying anything to be a blessing to you, get in my inbox, TikTok. Get in my inbox. KeisaSharp.info. KeisasSharp. KeisaSharp.info. Free, confidential. No one will know that you and I have those conversations. It's part of my confidentiality clause. You will not know. You would be surprised some of the clients that I've had. You would know them if I called off random names. I wouldn't dare do that. No, one of the things that my clients can expect, custom coaching and confidential coaching. Laser coaching is I'm going to look at your individual situation and we're going to talk through that. I do a whole bunch of listening, especially initially. So that offer is there. When those slots are gone, I'm gone. I have 10 slots available. Complimentary coaching call. Go to KeisaSharp.info. All right. You all are sharing the broadcast. You all are here. It is available. Complimentary coaching call. All right. Free. Free. Free laser coaching call for the first 10 people that on. All right. So why are we struggling to connect? Struggle to connect because of a lack of trust. Okay. That's number one. I totally agree with that. What's something else? I've got my friend Ann says that we struggle to connect. She says, absolutely. I believe that dating is not the same as being in a relationship. So sometimes people get that misunderstood and feel a little possessive, as if they can only date one person. Ann. And if you're still hanging here with me, did you hear what she said? Ann says that dating is not the same as being in a relationship. So sometimes people get that misunderstood and feel a little possessive as if they can only date one person. And what happens when you date one person, Ann? What happens when you date one person, TikTok? Do you feel that way? That people are possessive and they feel as if when you date one person, you should date one person. I got a lot of flack about this, y'all. But let me go ahead and deal with this. I got a lot of flack about this Facebook. I got a lot of flack about this TikTok. My folks got really up in arms when I said this. But dating someone is not the same as being in a relationship. There's dating and then there's courting. There's dating and then there's courting. There's courting and then there's dating. When you are dating someone, you are dating. Pastor Beavers has this book, Dating for Data. Dating for Data. I have it around here somewhere. I always have it around. Ooh, it's right here. He has this book, Pastor Thomas Beavers. Let me give a shout out to Pastor Thomas Beavers. Here it is. He has this book, Dating for Data. Okay. Great book that I've started to read. Because why? You're getting information. Dating for Data. Pastor Thomas Beavers, New Rising Star. New Rising Star in Birmingham, Alabama. Okay, so there's his book. You can go online and you'll see it on there, Dating for Data. Because why? Because we're dating to get information. And y'all, dating is not y'all. Y'all don't have a southern accent. Let's say that. Y'all. So here's the thing, but seriously, here's the deal. Hey, oh, it's still on here. Thanks, man. She said, I feel that if you're dating one person, you've obviously made a decision between others and decided that you want to work towards being in a relationship with that one person. That's gold, man. She says, I feel that if you're dating one person, you've obviously made a decision between others and decided that you want to work towards being in a relationship with that person. I think that is so good and I think that is so strong. I think that is so good and so strong. Yeah, date for data. I think that is so good and so strong because me personally, I think that's part of the issue. We're trying to lock down in a relationship people that we're just dating. We're trying to lock them down. Okay, I've just met you. I don't want to talk to anybody else. You and I just met you three. I don't know you. I don't know you. Now, let me add the caveat here. Let me add the caveat. We're talking about why aren't we going on for dates and why are we struggling to connect? That's what we're talking about. Now, there is a difference between what I believe with the Lord Almighty, if He gives you if He gives you a word or if He lets you, that is your person. Let's not negate spiritual matters. Let's not negate spiritual discernment. Let's not throw that away. Spiritually, the Lord says that's the one. But until you get clarity, even in that, until you get clarity, do I think that you cannot go have coffee with someone else? Do I not think that you can go and sit down and have a bowl of soup with someone else? Listen, I know my guys. I know y'all don't like it. I mean, I have caught a lot of flack saying that. I've caught a lot of flack because guys have told me, guys talk to me, and I tell them to talk to me because I'm their sister, I'm their friend. There's no pressure. There's absolutely no pressure. Hey, y'all, thank you for joining me on TikTok. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining me on Facebook. For those of you who are joining, thank you. Good morning. There's absolutely no pressure. I am the sister. I am the friend. I'm not looking at every man who deals with me as, okay, is he the one? I don't do that. Man, we go out, we coffee. Just went out with a friend this past Saturday. I had a and I had a matcha latte, a cinnamon matcha latte, cinnamon and brown sugar matcha latte is what I had. Hey, Lynn, thank you for the love. Thank you for the hearts. Are y'all following me on TikTok? I'm not getting any love from my folks on TikTok. I feel a little bit, I just feel a little bit, what's the word? I'm just wanting to have some love from my folks on TikTok. So if you're hearing me, can you give me some hearts to at least let me know that you're there and that you're hearing what I'm saying? Can you let me at least know that? But I got a lot of flack from gentlemen who said, you know, men don't want to hear about women dating multiple people because I think they associate the dating with intimacy. Dating is not being intimate with someone. You are dating for information. And let me go ahead as a 50-year-old woman who is dating, who is a born again believer, baptized by the blood of the Lamb, baptized, water baptized in the blood of the Lamb, tongue talking, confessing believer. Let me go ahead and say, I don't believe that you should be jumping in and out of bed with different people anyway. See, that's part. So we'll put a pin there. But if you're jumping in and out of bed with all these people, you know what you're doing, don't you? All of these different people are attached to you. So when you get in marriage or when you look for the one, sometimes you can't see the one because all these other folks are still attached to you. Sometimes you can't see the one because all these other folks are attached to you. So my prayer is that we have a more holistic and a more reasonable view of dating, and that we're going out to get information. Please tell me how and why we could be offended with someone going out on a coffee date. If you haven't locked that young lady down, and normally this is for the men, normally this comes from the men. I don't really have so much of an issue with the women having a problem with dating. Normally the static comes from my guys. And guys, y'all know I love you. But normally the static comes from my guys. Oh, they have a big issue. They have a big issue. Hear me, Ann? They have a big issue. Soul ties. That's right. That's right. They have a big issue with us saying that. And I think it's because you're dealing with women the way you're dealing with yourselves. You're seeing women the way you see yourselves, or you're viewing them out of the same lens that you view yourself. Meaning, in some instances, some of you may be going out on dates. You're sleeping, you have the goal of sleeping with multiple women. So as a result, you see a woman, and my friend Ann here says that that causes soul ties. And so so that's why some of you don't want to get married. And this leads right into my point today. I'm going to just elegantly flow into my point today of why we going on more dates. We are not going on more dates because we are not whole. We're not healed. We're not doing the work. I touched on this yesterday. I started it yesterday. Oh, and this is tough conversation. I haven't gotten any hearts from TikTok. Maybe I've just gotten a few. I've gotten 4 hearts from TikTok today. But that's okay. We'll still keep talking. I still love you. I still love you. I still love you. My folks on Facebook are lit this morning, right? They're lit. My folks, and I don't know if my friend was it Judson was on earlier, a little earlier, if Judson's still there. But the problem is that we are connected to all of these different people that we are intimately involved with. And therefore, you're not free and clear to develop the relationship with the person who you're really supposed to be in a relationship with. So you don't feel that you need a marriage to be intimate with someone because you're already being intimate with someone. You don't feel that you need a marriage to get someone to cook for you and to come and set up and play house because you're already doing it. You're already playing house with someone. You don't feel that you need a marriage to not be lonely and have the company because you're having all the company that you want. One lady this night, one lady the next night. One man this night, one man this next weekend, one going out of town with this one. Hey, this one's going to spend the night the next weekend. You have people on a roster. So some of you have no desire at all, no desire at all, no desire at all to really be in a committed relationship. Why? You're getting everything for free. But don't you know that that is a fractured soul that is doing that? It's a fractured soul. Hey, Jonathan. Jonathan Russell says you are spot on. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Jonathan. My folks on Facebook are talking. My folks on TikTok are a little quiet this morning, so maybe they're kind of sleepy. You can tell I'm sleepy because I've got these, and then I have sinus things that I work through as well during this season. So my eyes are little puffy, but that's okay. I feel great, right? I feel great, and I thank God for the ability. But Jonathan says I'm spot on. I feel that there should be standards set for the dating. Okay, okay, Kels, let's talk about that, Kels. I think that's good. Now on TikTok, they're waking up. Thank you, Kels, for that. Kels says he feels that there is a standard that should be set for the dating. Let's talk about that. And I think I know what you're saying, but I want you to, you get, as soon as you get an opportunity, Kels, to let me know what you mean about that. I think I know where you're going, and you can tell me if I'm right about this. So thank you for speaking to me, Jonathan. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Kels, for that comment. I appreciate you because I can kind of do some coaching, talking in the middle of this. Talk, coaching, coach talking. Can y'all tell I love hanging out with you all? I actually really enjoy this because it's my way of being a blessing to my community. It's my way of contributing my small part. I rarely open up free coaching calls. I rarely coach people individually, but I'm willing to do it Because I want my goal is to see more people in meaningful, healthy relationships. So I'm giving you the context for why I come on here, and sometimes it's like I'm just having a great time, y'all, because I enjoy this. I wake up, I wake up, put on a full face of makeup, mostly full face. Some days I don't make it. Some days I don't make it with makeup, but I do this because I enjoy it. I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy interacting with you. I enjoy us working together to provide solutions. Kel says most people have their own opinion, and that's where the conflict comes in. I agree. Kels, let me say this. So Kel said on TikTok, one of my TikTok viewers. Okay, thank you, Kels. Shout out to Kels. Shout out also to Jonathan. Shout out to my other person, other friend Judson. Shout out to Ann here on Facebook as well. Shout out to all of you. Many thanks, many thanks, many thanks. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the love. Yay. So in other words, what you're saying, I believe, is you're saying, and you tell me if I'm wrong, is that we have to lay out the parameters for dating. In other words, sorry, y'all, my nose is running. In other words, we need to talk. If you are dating someone and if you go out on a date and maybe you like this person, perhaps you need to say, hey, listen, until you make this exclusive, but Kels, let me say this. Okay, correct. Is that correct? Okay. Lay everything out. Kels says that is correct. Lay it out. Hey, friend, and but Kels, I wouldn't think that we even have to talk about that until we go out maybe on multiple dates. For instance, I as a woman would think it would be very tacky for me to come to a guy. I went out on a date with my friend long time. We've been friends for 20, 30 years, and God has reconnected us. I would think it would be so tacky, so insecure, so inappropriate for me to ask my friend, we went out on this date. So does that mean that we have anything going? One date, one date, one date. I don't believe you do that. I don't believe that you do that. Go out, enjoy the date. If you know that there will be a second date, but even Kels, this is me. I don't know even from the second date that you now say we're exclusive. Because in my opinion, we are dating for data. Shout out to Dr. Thomas Beavers with his book, Dating for Data. We're dating for data. We want information. Now, this is my suggestion. In date one, two, three, this is intimacy, physical intimacy shouldn't even be on the table. Shouldn't even be on the table because you know what happens. Now, this is Kisa. If you are spiritual, if you are a Christian, if you are a Christian, and they're Christians, they're people in the church every day and night, getting it on, struggling with this flesh. And not no condemnation. I've been there, done that. No condemnation. No condemnation. God has just a work, and God will give you strength. Well, I need to test drive. Lord, I'm trying to get to my point about healing. Listen, Facebook, I've already said what's the number one reason. Listen, TikTok, I've already said what's the number one reason that people are not connecting because people are not healed. Number one reason. People are not whole. Lack of healing. We're hurt from 10 years ago. We're hurt from that last divorce. We're hurt from that last relationship. We're hurt from what the young lady said back when we were 10 years old. And we have not admitted it. We've not sought counsel. We have not talked to any friend. We've not confided. So how do you get healed? How do you get healed? Hey, John, I see your comment. I'm posting it now. How do we get healed? We get healed when we sit down. Let me give you three to four things that you can do for healing. Okay. Then we're going to go back to this dating because we're on a dating master class. One of the things you do is you journal. You got to get anger. You got to get that challenge. You got to get that that hurt. You got to get it out of you. You need to write it down. If you don't feel comfortable confessing to someone, you've got to write it down. Jonathan, hey, I'm coming right back to you in that comment. Okay, your products of the environment we subscribe to. I agree. We are products of the environment we subscribe to, Kale. I agree with that. But you also, as a thinking, living human who has choice, You also have the choice. You also have the ability to choose to rise above that environment when that environment is negative. Every day we face challenges. Every day we confront challenges. I said this yesterday. I'll say it again for the people who didn't have an opportunity to see this. Every other arena, we get back up. When we were riding a bike when we were little, we would fall, we would bruise our knees. I did. I used to like to run. We'll fall, we'll bruise our knees. We'll get right back up, we'll brush it, and mama will clean it up. We'll go right back outside playing. When you go on that job and they tell you is not what you're supposed to do, you've done that wrong. We're writing you up because this is the error you made. We'll get right back up. We'll be mad in our feelings for a moment, but we'll get right back up and we'll go right back to that job. If we will purpose to make it better, if we want to keep our job, we'll go right back into that job. Some people will quit. Most people, they're gonna. I know one lady, a lady whom I know was censured recently. I've been written up on a job before for something I did by a supervisor. I got right back up and went into that job and just made until God said it was time to leave. I just made the adjustment, adjusted my attitude, and went right back into that job. Didn't like it, but I did it. We go to a restaurant. You go to a restaurant today. I don't what you having for lunch today. What you having for lunch today? Go to a restaurant. They goof up your order. You go somewhere and you ask for some fries. They give you some cold fries. If you get to the house and discover it, you say, "Man, they give me some cold fries." You'll be back there next week. You'll be back there next week. Back there next week. You know they gave you some cold fries. Okay? You'll just say that doesn't work, or either you'll just put them in the microwave and say, "Man, these cold fries," but you'll put them in the microwave and keep on moving. And you'll go right back to that restaurant next week. Work with me, follow. I'm coming home right here. But in a relationship, when we talk about relationships, such and such hurt me, such and such did. You know, I'm not going to take that. But all women, somebody, a lady cheated on me, so all women are cheaters. She did this, so all women are. Why is it in relationship? It is the only thing in which we take one or two negative experiences and we don't want anything else to do with a relationship anymore, or it turns to all women are, all men are. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. If no one else told you, Kisa's telling, I don't know you, but I love you. I don't know you. That's why we've got to be emotionally whole. That's why we've got to write it out. That's why we got to sit down. How do you do it? Write it out. Journal for 10 days. Journaling for 10 days will change your life. Journaling for 10 days will change your life. Journal about it. The great thing about the journal is the journal doesn't tell a single soul. The journal doesn't tell a single soul. It doesn't tell anybody on you. It's confidential. It's non-judgmental. This hurt me. I am struggling with feelings of hate toward women because my ex-wife left me for another man. I struggle with hatred toward women. I don't want marriage anymore. You're writing in your journal. You're writing in your journal. You're writing in your journal. I struggle. Or if you don't have a journal, get you some sheets of paper and write. I struggle with I struggle with wanting to deal with any more women. I was hurt, whatever. You're writing in your journal. The journal doesn't talk back. The journal doesn't make any expression. So what you do is you get it out of you. The problem is some people are simply contaminated. Some of you are simply contaminated. You get it out by writing it out. You get it out by you can talk to a trusted friend. Some the thing that you need to do, and I said trusted friend. I said trusted. I said trusted friend. I said trusted friend. Trusted, trusted. You don't go and tell your intimate business to everyone. Trusted friend. You get it out. Some of you, you're spoiled on the inside. Yeah, I mean, think of it. Another example: refrigerator. How many of you have a refrigerator? Am I alone? How many of you have a refrigerator? How many of you have a refrigerator? How many of you have a refrigerator? Courtship is what you should be. doing before marriage to see if you are compatible in dating, something you should be doing after marriage. Somehow society has changed the narrative. Oh, I love that, Jonathan. Oh, he says you should court before marriage and then you date after marriage. In other words, now this is the way I see it, Jonathan. You can also date. This is my opinion, but let me ask you if you see it this way. You can also date before marriage to get information. You're not dating to sleep around. You're dating to get information. But I love that. Once you marry your person, is what Jonathan says here on Facebook. He says then you should date the person. That's good. Oh, that's good because you never stop growing. As a divorcee, that's good stuff. And Kels says that's good stuff, Jonathan. And I concur. That's a legal term. I concur. I agree. In other words, that's good stuff. You're courting and you're hearing from God while you're courting. You're hearing from the Lord and then you get married. But you get counsel, you write it down, you talk to a trusted friend or pastor or layperson. And you can also take the route of self help. If you are the type of person who wants to do this journey on your own, what book are you reading? What scripture are you standing on? What aids do you have to help you getting over emotional hurt? Four things. That's my message today. The four things that you can do to get over hurt. That's pretty good, Mr. Russell. Thank you so much for your input today. That's pretty good to get over your hurt, bruised, and we're not doing anything about it other than looking outside of ourselves and being angry at that woman. We're angry at that man, and the issue goes back to you haven't healed what happened to you as a child. You're mad with mom. You're married with your first wife. You're mad with your girlfriend. I know a gentleman who could recount to me the young lady back when he was in high school. He could recount vividly a young lady he was dating, one of his first loves, I believe. He fixated on this person, went and lost weight for this person, and was dating her one day, and then her boyfriend came over. Now they're in grade school. Boyfriend came over. He had to leave out of the back door while the other guy came through the front. He can still recount that memory today. That still remains with him. That still has hurt him. It hurt him so, but he's still recounting that memory today. And has trust issues as a result. He's in his 50s. We're still holding on to pain. I'm not minimizing your pain. I wouldn't dare do that. There are painful issues that I've had to confront within my life, within my own relationships. There are painful things I had to look at as part of my marriage and the demise of my marriage. Right? What caused the demise of my marriage? What did I do? What role did I play in that? What could I have done beforehand? What different things could I have done? Okay. But we have an epidemic of projection, an epidemic of blaming other people for what we should be taking responsibility for. That's the hallmark of maturity. It's the hallmark of leadership. Taking responsibility. Is it a thin line with trust issues and guarding your heart? So that's a great question. That's a great question, Kales. I really appreciate the questions because you're giving me an opportunity to really kind of do some laser coaching. I really appreciate this. So kudos to you. I love this. Um, he asked, Kales asked, is there a thin line with trust issues and guarding your. So let me say unequivocally, I don't know if there's a thin line, but I certainly think in every situation, you should definitely guard your heart. In every situation, you should guard your heart. When you're starting off dating someone newly, you don't give them everything. You allow them to build trust. The Bible says, Proverbs 4 and 23, to guard your heart with all diligence because out of it come the issues of life. And what I'm learning about gentlemen is that you all give, you can give from a place of total abandon. But when you're hurt in that giving, hurt as a result of that giving, sometimes it can be harder to recover. You all can really be hurt. You cover it with bravado, you cover it sometimes with callousness. There are other times when men will cover it by dating multiple women, jumping from relationship to relationship to relationship. But I've got news for you. Women do the very same thing. Sometimes women don't heal. They just move from relationship to relationship. They blame. You can see anger on some women. You can see the anger. So you can still recount vividly what this gentleman did to you 30 years ago, and you've never moved on. You've never even tried to move on to a successful relationship. Maybe you don't want it, but sometimes you're just not healed. So that was a great question, Kales. Kales asked, is there a thin line between guarding your heart and having trust issues? It can be, but I will say people have to earn your trust. In other words, what I'm saying is, I'm saying people have to earn your trust. In other words, you don't just give out your trust to people who haven't earned it. You date with the idea, and you get in a relationship with the idea that we are working toward building trust. We don't go just in and jump in and trust a person and give them everything. I'm gonna give you the key to my house. I'm gonna just tell you my whole history. No, the onion, you know what an onion does? An onion has layers. Sometimes we need to peel back things in a layer form. We need to watch. We need to pray. The Bible says to watch as well as pray. I think the Lord was talking about, discerning the times and all that kind of stuff. We need to watch as well as pray. And how many of you know how true that is with where we live right now? We need to be watching and we need to be praying. How many of you know how true that is right now? We need to be watching and we need to be praying. And I also believe that that is a principle for life. Watch as well as pray. I also believe it's a great principle for relationships. I need to be watching you. I need to, I'm sister practical. I said, break it down. Sister, break it down. Let me break it down. I need to watch your actions. I need to watch your words in dating. I need to watch your lifestyle of how you live. I need to watch how you treat other people. I need to watch how you talk to other people, man or woman. I need to watch how you dress and how you take care of yourself. I need to watch your hygiene habits. I need to watch if they're children. I need to watch how you deal with your children. I need to watch how you talk about your children. I need to watch how you deal with your parents. I need to watch how you talk to your parents. I need to watch how you handle your money. I need to watch on like how do you deal with money? I don't know. How can I watch how they deal with money? What are they doing with you? Are they going out on dates every week at a multiplicity of expensive restaurants? Are they spending $500 every date? Oh, these social media folks, I mean, they'll have you believing one thing. That's not wisdom. You said, I've been told in my past that I have trust issues for some unreasonable things. I just analyze. You've been told, well, this is very honest, Kels. That Kels is saying that one of my, um, what platform is this? TikTok. One of the TikTok friends says basically that he's been told that he had trust issues for simple things. I think that's honest. And I think it's admirable. So my question is, how do you work on that? That you know that you have that? How do you work on that? It kills the question. You said you just analyze people. Are you a spiritual? Are you spiritual, Kevin? Do you believe in the Lord Jesus Christ? Are you a Christian? And you are, yes. Okay. So I think that's very honest. So what I would advise you to do is I would advise you to write about why. I'll just take a few days, just write about why you have an issue trusting people. What was the incident that sparked in your childhood? Doing a little laser coaching right now with friends on TikTok, but may it bless the hearer here even on Facebook as well. So one of the most important things you can do is write, where did this start? You said when you said you don't have that issue, which issue, my dear? You said you don't have that issue. What issue that you don't have? I would say write it out. Oh, trust issues. Okay. You don't have that issue. You don't have that issue trust. Oh, okay. I thought you did. I'm sorry. I apologize. I did not read that correctly. Well, great. If you don't have that issue, I think that's wonderful. I think that's wonderful. A lot of people have trust issues, Kales, but the person felt that. Got got that clarification. So there was a reason that that person felt that you had trust issues. So I think the question should be if the person felt you had trust issues. Now this will take a really big step. I want you can analyze yourself, but if you're going to be honest, if a person, one of my friends here on TikTok, we're doing some laser coaching. He's saying that the person felt that he had trust issues, but that he didn't have trust issues. He says I don't have trust issues, but they felt I had trust issues in the relationship. So here's an opportunity. This is relationships, right? We come to an impasse on something. And whether it's that person feeling you had trust issues or something else, this is the hallmark of relationships. We're always going to come to a point in a relationship where we are going to have a conflict. You're always going to come to that point where you're going to have a conflict. The successful couples, they navigate that arena, they work on it, and they work on that hurdle, they work on that wall, and they use it as an opportunity to accelerate and to move forward. The people who are unsuccessful in relationships, they come to the challenge and they can't move past it. You see what my hand is doing? They come to the challenge and they just keep hitting a wall. They can't get past the wall. That's why I analyze people on a date. I think you should analyze people on a date. So the unsuccessful people, they can't get past the wall and the relationship dissolves. Every person that we are in relationship with will to come to a challenge. The people who successfully navigate relationships, they come to challenges at every level. And they just keep excelling. They keep hitting a challenge and they keep rising. They don't allow the challenge to hinder them. They just keep rising. They keep rising. They come to the challenge, they work it out. They come to the challenge, they work it out. They come to the challenge, they work it out. They come to the challenge, they work it out. They come to the challenge, they work it out. They come to the challenge, they work it out. And it gets to a point where then the relationship, I've heard some say, who have had those long relationships, and it just comes to the place where you can walk through anything. That's part of it, friends. It's part of it. The challenge, it's part of it. It's part of it that I have a challenge. It's part of it. I'm a people watcher. I see and hear the demeanor of them. I think that's amazing. I think you should be. But you also being that give people a little bit of grace too. Number one. And number two, don't use that as an opportunity to penalize people. Because sometimes people who are people watchers, who are discerners and who can really see people's character, we don't want to take advantage of people like that. We don't want to take advantage of people when we see that. If I know this person has a heart of gold and they're kind spirited, you don't want to take advantage of that kind spirited person. But sometimes we see those things and we use those to our advantage. So in a relationship, you do it in silence. I get it. I get it. Yeah, we should be watching people. We should be watching what they bring to the table, Kales. Oh, you only get so many heartbeats. Be careful of who you give them to. Woo! Jonathan, do you have a book? Jonathan says we only have so many heartbeats. Be careful who we give those to. I totally agree. In other words, be careful who you choose to spend your time with. I totally agree with that. You only get so many heartbeats. Be careful who you give those to. That's powerful. And I think that's a place to be able to close, Jonathan. Here on Facebook. I'm going to continue to hang out with my folks on TikTok. They normally kind of hang in a little bit longer, but I love that. And I'm just going to conclude with this. That is a wonderful concluding statement to our message today. So the message today, you're going on many dates. You're not going on many dates because you have refused to heal, my friend. You've refused to heal, my sister. You refused to heal, my brother. That's why you're not going on so many dates. You refuse to deal with that past issue. and it's hindering you. We forgive in every other arena except relationships. You're going to have to learn to forgive. You're going to have to work through the process of it, and you're going to have to move forward and open your heart to trust again. They say if you talk to the devil, he will say something stupid. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. Just like you trust man, and this is I'm really dumbing this down. I don't mean to sound silly, but just like you trust any restaurant they get your order wrong, you trust them. Thank you so much for the love on TikTok. Thank you so much. Just like you trust the restaurant to get your order right the next time, you don't think they have mal intent, malicious intent because they got your order of fries wrong. That's how we have to approach marriage. Hey, talk to me about it, or relationships. Hey, talk to me about it. I didn't like this. This is how I felt. You may not admit it. This is how I felt. What can I do as we move forward? I had a gentleman, a friend of mine, tell me yesterday that he likes the way his spouse talks to him. She told him some things early on and said, "You, when you do this, I don't, this is here, here, here." And so she just said in a very calm manner, "Hey, this is unattractive." What he was doing. Hey, this is unattractive. He said at that point he made the change. They have beautiful children, they have a beautiful family. He said he was willing to make the change. She didn't yell, she didn't berate him, she didn't strip him down really. She just said, "This is what you do. This is unattractive." He worked on it. They continued to flourish. Oh, we can get through challenges. We're great and mighty and wonderful people as Americans. And even if you're joining me from another country, God created his people as wonderful human beings, resilient human beings. There's nothing that we can't do. So, this relationship arena, we just made it too difficult. Yes, people lie. Yes, people are shifty. Yes, people cheat. But when you start understanding that's not that's not an indictment on you, that's an indictment on them, number one. And number two, all of us are going to give into account what we do at some point. So just because you can't pinpoint it right then, just because, thank you for the love on TikTok. Thank you so much for the microphone. Thank you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Just because you can't pinpoint it, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I so appreciate it. Thank you so much, Queen Goddess. I appreciate you. Love you, darling. Just because you can't pinpoint it right then, just because you can't deal with it right then, that's where our trust has to come in. The fact that you are an awesome man, the fact that you are an awesome woman. If they're out there doing something stupid and you've asked them, you've tried to resolve the issue, hey, and I'm of this nature at 54, we're just going to talk about it. Hey, it's something a little bit I'm missing this. Is there something different? Is there anything that I need to resolve or anything you need to talk to me about? This is how I'm kind of feeling. I'm missing you at the house. You just haven't been coming home as much. And I know you're probably busy with work. Anything I can do? Anything you need to talk to me about? You see how that tone goes? As opposed to, you ain't coming home no more at night. What you doing? You must be doing something. Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. See the difference in that? You must. How you? Why you ain't coming home? Why you? Why this? Why? Why? He tunes you out because of that. Or that right there, he tunes you out. And I would too. Don't come to me with that. No, if you have an issue with me, talk to me. I can hear you. Either I'm going to make the change or not. If they make the change, great. If they don't, determine what happens after that. It's like that's a trend in society. Kills, what you mean? We have glamorized it. When I think about some of these reality shows, particularly with brown people, we have glamorized that ignorance, that disrespect. We glamorize that, and it has driven a dart into our relationships. It has tanked our relationships. Not yet, but I'm a work in progress. I understand that we all are a work in progress. Everything is about intentionality and purpose. Yes, it is intentionality and purpose. It really is that simple, isn't it, Jonathan? My friend Jonathan is saying that. Oh, Hey, Episcopalian guy. Hey, Episcopalian guy. Hey, from Chicago. Peace be with you. I received that peace. Oh, and you sent me a rose. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I received that. Ooh, I received that. Thank you for the love. Everything is about intentionality. Sure is. Sure is. Just being intentional, being mature. And at the end of the day, I will say this because my friend Kels is kind of helping me walk through on here with coaching, and I appreciate you, Kels, for that opportunity. Everything, if it doesn't work, Kels, guess what we do? We just move on. Don't you think so, Jonathan? If it doesn't work, we just move on. That's the beautiful thing about life. Well, I gave her this, I gave him that. The Bible actually gives you an out if you want to exercise it for those who cheat and those who are unfaithful. That is a sure way that you can and get out of that relationship. But those who do cheat and engage in extramarital affairs, I really think that they do not understand what they're heaping to themselves because, dare I say this? This is what the Bible says. God says himself, whoremongers and adulterers, I will judge. Sometimes you have to run, Kales, from that. Sometimes you have to run from the cheating. And I think if we just more intentional, even as women, if teaching example, whether it's man or woman cheating, if we're intentional to pray before we speak, to pray before we confront, to have a posture of humility, I think it puts us in a stronger position. I've dealt with the cheating spouse in the past. If we are in a position to pray, and I'm going to tell you something, ladies, I'm going to tell you something, gentlemen, watch as well as pray. That's right, kids. We talked about that earlier. Watch as well as pray. I'm going to tell you something, ladies. Tell you something, gentlemen. You have a relationship with God, God will expose what's going on with your spouse. Fortunately or unfortunately for them, God will expose what's going on with your spouse. He said in His Word that there is nothing hidden which shall not be revealed. There is nothing hidden which shall not be revealed. He may not reveal it this week. He may not reveal it this month. He may not reveal it next month. But there is nothing hidden which shall not be revealed. You want to know what's going on with your spouse? Ask God. Maybe I'm talking to somebody right now. You want to know what's going on with them? If you're dating them and you all are in a biblical courtship and they have confessed their love for you, you want to know what's going on? Ask God, especially if it's your spouse. Because He said that the two are no longer, they're no longer two, but the two shall become one. So this, your other part of you, now you're separate, complete individuals, but the Bible says the two shall become one. So that spouse is connected to you, like it or not. So when they go in that bedroom with someone else, they're taking your you in the bed with that other person. They are. Absolutely, Larry. When they go and if he or she goes into a bed with someone else, they're taking your union in that bed with someone else. When people do not appreciate your presence, you bless them. Come on, preach here. Come on, preach, Jonathan. Jonathan says when people don't appreciate your presence, you give them your absence. Mark 16. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yes, sir. You give them your absence. I concur. I agree. Mark 13:33. Mark 13:30. Be on guard. Be on alert. You do not know when that time will come. Be on guard. Be on alert. You do not know when that time will come. Oh, how I believe that we are in a situation today where we need to be on guard because you do not know when that time will come. Anybody out there believe that the Lord may be returning real sooner than what we thought? Sooner than what we thought? I don't know how much time we have. I know we need to be on alert. I like that. I want to look that scripture up. Mr. Is it Hugo Hugues Piero? Amen. Amen, friend. If I mispronounce your name, please forgive me. So, friends, be alert, mature, and there are some things we should behave accordingly. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Forgive me if I mispronounced your name. Jonathan says, I want you to cut off all access. Stop keeping them and expecting friendship after betrayal. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. We should stop expecting friendship after betrayal. Now, Jonathan, I have to ask this too because I'm always a person who believes in the mercy of God and who believes in dealing mercifully in relationships. When a person has cheated, I'm curious what you have to say about this as well, TikTok. When a person has cheated, is there ever any time that we extend grace? Because what I find is that there are some couples who can come back from that. Not that it's an easy journey, but I've seen some couples who have endured cheating, who have endured betrayal, who have come back from it with no issue. Is there a time? I'm curious as to what you all have to say. Is that possible? Do we believe that people can endure and can come back from cheating if they are genuine and if they sincerely have a heart of repentance? What do you think? What do you all think? Can they? Would you be able to come back from a person cheating? Kel says forgiveness is possible. Kel says forgiveness is possible. I'm curious, Larry, Mr. Russell, is forgiveness possible, or would you be willing to give? Because um, I certainly have seen those couples that have come back from that, y'all. I certainly have seen those couples who have come back from cheating and who have come back from the unimaginable. The unimaginable. I was just kind of loose. I have before and let go of the past. That's wonderful. You have? That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I think that's wonderful to forgive. You have before? Okay. I will see if Mr. Jonathan has said anything back here on TikTok. Not yet, Mr. Jonathan. Sandy Brown. Hey, Sandy. Sandy says, I think the injury to your heart is so intense that though you try to move past it and extend grace, my heart never recovered. I didn't find true peace until I released myself from that relationship. That's just me. I understand that, and that's fair. That's fair. Sandy, that's fair. Sandy says that the injury was so great. So, on the one hand, forgiveness is different. Hey, Queen Goddess, forgiveness is different from trusting again. Come on, teach us. Come on, teach us, Queen Goddess. Forgiveness is different from trusting again. So, Kel says, I've let go of all past bondage because if not, then you're in bondage. I've let go of the past because if not, you're in bondage. All right, come on, teach here. So, this is an opportunity and to say, and this is the time to say, thank you, Sandy. Good morning, sweetheart. I what did you say? I did respond. Oh, okay, my bad, Jonathan. I don't think I saw it. Oh, here we go. Some people are pushed in those situations. If I am the one who caused it, yes. Okay, got you. Okay, thank you, Jonathan. For some reason, I just didn't see it. He said if you're pushed, some people are pushed in those situations. If I am the one who caused it, then yes, yeah, forgiveness is possible, right? And maturity. So I like what my Queen Goddess friend said, and thank you so much for the love, y'all. Thank you for the love. She basically said that forgiveness is not the same as, how did she put it? Let me go back and see if I can see it here. Forgiveness is possible. Forgiveness is different from trusting again. It's absolutely different. Woo! I'm going to coach on this, and then I promise after this, I'm going to get off. But this is good, y'all, because we are coaching, coaching, coaching. Kel says that's when you have to examine yourself. That's right. You have to examine yourself. And then if we're going to examine ourselves, we may need to ask, is there anything that I have done or am doing that caused you to cheat? What would you say? If we want to preserve the relationship, cheating is never okay. There's never an excuse for cheating. But if you love that person, what do you feel that I'm not doing? What do you feel that I'm not doing? What do you feel I did to lead you to this? Because guess what? You're getting information, non-emotional, non-emotional. It's always that person's decision. But are there things that can open the door for them to cheat? I believe so. Are there things that we can do that can open the door for them to cheat? I believe sometimes that can't happen. We ultimately didn't push them over in the bed with someone else, right? But can we do things that leave them open to a person? Potentially. Yeah. Potentially. Yeah. Okay. Some people are pushed in those situations. If I'm the one who caused it, then yes. What else did you say here, Jonathan? Forgiveness does not mean access. Come on, y'all. Y'all are teaching this morning. Jonathan says forgiveness does not mean access. My queen goddess over here basically says that forgiveness does not mean you trust them again. Totally true. So she says, so for me, if I can't trust you, you are not worth my time or my peace, love or not. It's a no for me. And that is perfectly fine. That is perfectly your right. For some people, they can't come back from that. Some people, it's too much. It's a no go after this. I don't want it. You can have it. I've been there. We've done that. Never mind. I trusted you, and this is what you did. Thank you. It's time to go. But me forgiving you and saying, I forgive that act is different from me trusting you again. Come on, somebody, I need you to hear me. Because sometimes, gentlemen, or sometimes people say, well, you should just trust me. No, there's some things that you need to do to help that person earn your trust again because you shattered that. God says forgive, but he didn't say forget. Reconciliation and repentance are two different things. In other words, just because I say I forgive you for cheating, but you're going to have to show me something. You're going to have to show me that you have repented. You're going to have to show me that you have repented. That may mean you check in with me, or when I check in with you, you answer your phone. That may mean I'm going to need to see you come home at a certain time. You don't, you staying out till 9 or 10 o'clock at night at work. That's not going to work for me anymore because you have proven that you were not being at work before. So yes, I forgive you, but there are some things that I need to see for you to show me that you really have repented and you're not dealing with anybody else. I may need to check your phone or whatever. Do I have access to your phone? Are you okay with me looking at your phone? Or are you going to hide your phone because you're still communicating? I don't know what the answer is. I'm just giving some examples. But if you cheat on somebody and you say you should forgive me because I'm still here, you should just trust me, that's wrong, y'all. And you know it. You know it. You know it. Because they trusted you before and you broke that trust. They trusted you before. So my question is, if you really want to make it work, you wouldn't even have an issue with making sure that you show them that you have changed. You broke the marriage. You broke it. You broke it. You are the one who needs to secure it. Never said that before. Let me say that again. You broke the bonds of that marriage. You are the person who needs to go back and make sure that you secure it. That's nothing more than right. It may not be that way forever, but they need to have some semblance of this person has changed. Free bird, I trust you, Kisa. I don't know who you are, Free bird, but that just made me laugh. A person on TikTok just wrote, I trust you, Kisa. BB, I don't know who that is. Who are you, Free bird girl? You so fine. I'll take all of that. Thank you. You just made me laugh today. I'm trying to preach here. Oh gosh, thank you for that. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you. Oh gosh. But yeah, if you are the one who broke the bonds of that marriage, then the responsibility, I believe, should be on you. I mean, and listen, if we want to just go there, the Bible gives us an out for adultery and for cheating. It gives you an out. I see your link, King Ski. I see your link. I'll go back and check it out in a little while. Actions speak louder than words. That's right, Kales. But you say, Queen Goddess, don't take people choices. You'll be surprised what people will agree to do. Yeah, exactly. They will tell you one thing and then don't do it. I tell the men in my life to be upfront with women. Tell them in advance you see other women. I think that's good. I think that's good. She says that she tells the men in her life to be upfront and to tell them that they see other women. I think that's good. I think that's good. You know, we have to be mature. So I think it is being honest. And ladies, I almost would say the same thing. I would say, if you're seeing somebody else or if you're dating, saying, listen, just say maturely, kindly, listen, I know we're just starting dating. So, let's be clear. I know that I cannot stop you from dating or seeing anyone. You can't stop me from dating or seeing anyone. There's a way that you can talk to a gentleman, lady, that he understands. You don't have to have attitude. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the love. You don't have to have attitude. You don't have to be mean spirited about it. There's a way that you can talk to a gentleman and he'll hear your point beautifully. There's a way you can talk to him and let him know, hey, you know, we don't have to, I know we're not exclusive, and that is perfectly okay. But just, it's I understand that you may end up going on a date with someone else, or just, letting you know that if someone asks me on a coffee date, I may go. Now the gentleman may not like that, but I think he would at least have to respect you being honest. And let me say this again, guys. I know sometimes I have to get to the garden. It was very interesting listening to you. Bye, Kels. Enjoy your garden. I'm actually getting ready to go to a garden pretty soon too, Kels, and go do some gardening. So thank you, Queen darling, Queen Goddess. Thank you so much. Thank you, Queen Goddess. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you. Follow me and check out my gardening and let's chat sometimes. Oh, I definitely will follow you. I just posted on Facebook. I'm of the same name on Facebook if you want to follow my Facebook page. But did I post this video? So I have a video coming because I have some garden goodies that I got yesterday, and I'm actually getting ready to go to the garden and actually harvest some here locally, a local garden. I don't have one with where I live, but I'm going to a local one. So yes, see you later, Kales. See you later, Kales. So about that relationship and forgiveness, it's a personal choice, but I will say that you certainly have the backing of the Bible. If adultery in a marriage is what I'm saying, in a marriage, if adultery is on the table, okay? If adultery is on the table, you have the backing of heaven to get out of that marriage. But also it's personal choice. If you choose to work through it with that individual, then do so. But those who have offended their spouse, the offending spouse should also understand the onus is on you to show them that you have changed. Okay? The onus is on you. Facebook, I'm getting ready to drop off here. I'm going to see what my friends are working with TikTok over here for just a little while longer. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock as we continue working through this series on why you aren't getting more dates. And I'm even available for some live laser coaching. And remember, for those of you, I don't know if you're still here or if the other ones who were here earlier, my other folks left, I'm giving you some free coaching. I have some slots opening up over the next couple of weeks for some free laser coaching calls, free dating laser coaching clarity calls, 1 hour calls, free. I really don't open that up, and I'm doing it because my goal is to see more people go on more dates and to get into healthy, happy relationships. Okay. But I'll give you more information about that a little bit later. So I'll see you later tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock or thereabout, 7 to 7:15. Okay. Have a good day. Mwah.